Castlevania Legacy of Darkness on Nintendo 64. Alright. Hello, everybody. So, I think I worked out some of the issues I had last time I was streaming. Try to move this closer. So hopefully this goes... Like, I felt like the game was a little too loud on the last one. But hopefully this time it'll be better. But happy 4th of July. Yes, thank you. So this game is Castlevania Legacy of Darkness on the Nintendo 64. And, you know, it's a good, spooky game. And, oh, hello. Hi. But this is, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty awesome game. I actually like this one a lot. It may be some kind of like Stockholm Syndrome, seeing as how this game is kind of difficult and has a lot of problems. But there's a lot of good ideas for this game that, you know, later 3D Castlevanias did a lot better. It's kind of strange because the 3D Castlevania games are kind of a reflection of the time. And this one, they were trying to do a lot of different stuff with this one where they're... It's hard to say. They're trying to make a 3D game that was like in a time when 3D games were not... Yeah, there wasn't really a template. So let's get started here. This is the second Castlevania game on Nintendo 64. The first one was actually just called Castlevania, just straight Castlevania. And it's basically the same... Well, it's a very similar game. This one's kind of like an expansion pack is the way I would describe it. Where... Oh, man, it's... Let's see. So, yeah, obviously, I've completed this game many times. But let's start a new game. On You don't want to start these... I think the game ends early if you do it on easy, so let's do normal. And the thing about this game that's different than the previous... So, like I said, there was another Castlevania game on Nintendo 64. This one has 4 characters instead of 2. In the original game, you had just the 2 middle characters there. You had Reinhardt and Carrie. And yeah, I guess they had a lot of trouble with making the game. And they're like, well, we wanted to have these other characters. And so this version, they added Cornell and Henry. That's the guy at the end there in the armor. And Cornell is like can transform into like a werewolf. You see he's like the little cover underneath me. Here, the guy on the cover is like a werewolf. So they added all this stuff to it, and it's a lot better in my opinion, as far as mechanics, because the camera in the original Castlevania for Nintendo 64 is way worse. And some of the control issues, I mean, this game kind of broke some other things as far as like targeting and some of the difficulty, but it fixes a lot of things, and it's just overall the better game. So let's just start with Cornell and get started here. This game does have an intense amount of slowdown at times. The Necronomicon. It's an Evil Dead reference right there. Right? No. That's a generic. That existed before that. We had the future of 3D gaming. So... Yeah, I mean, Castlevania has struggled in the 3D space where every Castlevania game is kind of just a kind of a copy of some other type of game. And that's why this one's kind of the most original as far as that's concerned, because with the next 3D game after this, it was kind of a God of War clone. And Curse of Darkness is pretty good, the one I was playing last time, which I might come back and play because people seem to enjoy that game. But they seem to, you know, it's kind of like the combination of the two. It's probably the best one. But the thing I like about this one is actually that it's much more of an action game instead of like an RPG thing where you can just pick up and play. And I like that about it. So, yeah, I thought we'd give it a shot. The story here is that they're trying to resurrect Dracula. Shocking, I know. Obviously, this is very reflective of the Nintendo 64. These characters are very blocky. But it's cool. I kind of wish that they had the ability to expand the story a little bit inside of this. But they were kind of limited, I think, by the Nintendo. Well, they didn't know how to really make 3D games as much back then. But I feel like the characters in this are really cool, like this particular game. But, you know, you can barely have a voice on the Nintendo 64, like any kind of actual, like, recorded voice line. And so it's, you know, it's kind of limited. Some text boxes and stuff. Oh, see the cat. You're gonna see Sypha. Oh, there's Sypha.
Who's named after Castlevania.
Yeah, Sypha's named after Castlevania. How you doing? Oh, she's mad.
She's
mad. She's mad.
The door was closed.
Oh. Oh, she's coming after you.
Now you want out?
She's a cat. Of course, she doesn't know what she wants. That was Sypha. Here we see Cornell. So, he's got some cool moves. He's apparently inspired by Bruce Lee. And so, yeah, actually, a standing animation, I'll show you when his actual idle animation, when you don't do anything, actually has like a Bruce Lee type move. But Cornell, like I said, he can transform into like a werewolf type guy. But for this console, this is actually a pretty advanced game as far as technology. If you know anything about the Nintendo 64, you know that it's famous for pretty blocky textures and, you know, because everything was a cartridge, they didn't do CDs. They had super limited. So this actually has, I'll turn it up a little bit.
Also known as Blue Crescent Moon. Through magic of the ancients, this man-beast warrior obtained a physical body of near immortality and a power that surpasses that of a wild beast. The man-beasts, choosing to live harmoniously with humans, sealed away their enormous magical powers to prevent them from being used.
Yeah, so basically, like, you know, he's able to become the man wolf. You use the man wolf power at will. But they captured his, I think it's like kind of his, yeah, Sister Ada. There we go. I was trying to think of his sister, not. But then he's gonna go save her. But this game's kind of weird in that when they did the new characters for this game, it's essentially the same game as the previous one that came out, but it takes place before the stories. So Cornell is going to Dracula's castle before Reinhardt and Carrie if you decide to play those stories. And sometimes if you kind of try to link up all the stories, it doesn't really make much sense in my opinion. It's kind of confusing, but it's because they didn't want to build a whole new game. They wanted to reuse the assets. So if Castlevania, you know, just, you know, he's doing his own thing. But this game can be brutally difficult, unfortunately. It does, and it's mostly the mechanics. It's not actually, I don't think it's the actual game design that makes it difficult. I think it's because they way, way, way overestimated the abilities that you have in this game as far as platforming. Like this game, I'll show you, it's very stiff and you jump around. It's not a very intuitive game, but I swear, some of the level design, you think that they were trying to make like a straight up Mario game because it's like jump to this, and it's just the game. Okay, so here we go. So now we're in control. So Cornell is boarding the ship that's on its way to Dracula's castle. But so you can jump, you can sidestep kind of. If you have gems. Like, see, we have a camera that can lock on. If you have gems, you push L and you transform into the man beast. You can hit with the B button. So the B button right here. Jump with A. And then you have, like, if you hit left C, that's your claw attack. And that's pretty good. It's actually a strong attack. And then if you, the other ones, I kind of control the camera and stuff. But the biggest, there's a few big issues with the game as far as, and you kind of get used to it the more you play it. But the biggest ones, in my opinion, off the bat, are that whenever you drop an item or an enemy drops an item, you have to go over and hit right C button to pick it up for every single item in the game. Now, bosses drop a lot of items, and it's just it's just very annoying. And that along with the jumping, like where you have to, when you jump and you hang onto a ledge like this. So whenever you jump to it, he does not grab onto a ledge automatically. Like, see, I'm just jumping. You have to jump and hold the button so he'll grab onto a ledge. And so you just get used to this game if you jump just to hold the jump button, so then Cornell will latch onto the ledge, which is so necessary because he just slides off everything. Oh, yeah. Dane says, really like the mix of musical styles I hear in your music. It's like goth mixed with some indie rock sounds. I listen to Azul countless times. Very calming track. Thank you so much. I am very happy when people like the music that me and the band create. It's a labor of love, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we have some mermen right here. As far as I know, this whole track, this whole like beginning boat scene, is not in the original like version of the game. And you saw it kind of tries to auto target enemies. That works pretty well sometimes, but sometimes it does not. So we are gonna need the red jewels. Oh. So if I hold R, it kind of the camera will follow me like this, kind of like a more modern game. But if it tries to follow you, but you're kind of always doing a little bit of maintenance with the camera in this game, unfortunately. Let me know if the volumes of anything are too loud, or you want something louder or anything. This game also has a day and night system, which is cool, I guess. But if you don't finish the game within a certain time, then you get like a bad ending. Save jewel. That's how we save the game. I will be dying a lot in this game because this is just the kind of game that you will die a lot on no matter what you do. See, the camera kind of got stuck on the boxes there. But this game is just the kind of game that you will die no matter what you do, because he just falls off of stuff, and sometimes there's just some technical problems with the game that kind of just don't allow it to be played as easily. Oh. See, I had to hold the jump button when I did that. This is okay, so you can't, that's right, I forgot about this. So you get power-ups and stuff, and by power-ups, I mean literally like that item makes it so that my hits do more damage. And one of the most annoying things in this whole game is that, so we got the mutton, the meat, roast chicken, that's a health. And you use items in this game through an actual menu. So like I'd hit start and then use the item, and then I could heal that way, which is nice. I actually do like that, because then you don't have to waste the item in that moment. But it's there's a lot of good ideas in this game, and whether they are actually successful is questionable to what your preference is. I think if they could just update this game a little bit, like say they did some kind of definitive remastered edition, yeah, I think they could easily fix a lot of stuff that's wrong with this game to make an awesome experience. Because it is good. It already is good, but it could be so much better, in my opinion. Oh, well, I fell, so. And that happened. See, like, you just kind of fall. Like, he didn't really try to grab onto a ledge or signal that he was going to fall off. You just kind of slide off the edges. Which, you know, is just a thing that happens. See, and the camera just kind of gets stuck on stuff. Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, if you're not holding the A button the entire time, you're not playing this game right. Unfortunately. But let's try and get on with this. The best weapon in the game. And I think you can get like multiple power-ups for the items too. I forget. I think that's right. But one of the best things you can do is get the holy water. The holy water is just like so good, and it was good. And that was good in the original game as well. Let's see, where we're trying to go here. If it looks clunky, it's because it is. Let's see. Oh, this door to the ship. That's right. So we got the door, the key. This game does have a lot of puzzle elements, by the way. So you'll notice that you have to do a fair bit of puzzle solving. God, I hate that so much. Every time. That stupid skeleton gets me every time. That's one of the nice things about the targeting reticle. See, like I can just kind of stand here and cheese these guys. It's nice. They do eventually stop showing up. But watch, a whole bunch of the items are going to disappear by the time I actually finish with this. I know, I really want that power up. Okay, cool. See, it's kind of clunky. Like, I feel like I'm kind of fighting this a lot. I'm not like, I mean, I'm fighting the skeletons, obviously, but you sometimes feel like you're just fighting the ability to play the game. But like I said, you kind of build up a tolerance to this the more you play. I remember these skeletons not coming endlessly. Okay, well, they're all dead anyway. But yeah, see, like a whole bunch of the money and stuff that I was collecting disappeared, or I could have collected disappeared. And you do buy things. There's like a devil kind of merchant character guy that you play, or that you encounter, and he, you know, it's cool. And if you spend too much money with, like, you buy too many items in the game from that guy, then you actually, oh, whoa, okay, hold on. Try and not get killed by his merman. Oh. But yeah, it's if you spend too much money in the game buying items from this guy, that's like, it's like a merchant guy, then you actually you get an extra boss, and you have to kill him because it's like, oh, now I have your soul type thing. Well, that's a cool element to that, actually. Thank you. Like, I appreciate the compliment on my vocal style. Yeah, I kind of the way I sing in the band, it's kind of like I just treat I don't know, it's a little different, I guess. And I think it works, but yeah, I don't do the baritone goth vocal thing. Yeah, but a lot of cool stuff. By the way, look at this great water effect. I don't know if it actually fills up entirely. I'm assuming it does. Oh, I think. Let's see. This kind of stuff can be really awkward. I see, like, yeah. So if you get more of the weapon, so you just kind of slide off the edge. That's like one of my biggest complaints about this game is that you just kind of slide off the edge of things. Like you don't really. There we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, we try really hard in the band to make every part of it matter, and yeah, it is kind of I try not to push the vocals too far forward in our band mixes because I want it to kind of blend with everything, like be treated the same as an instrument. Because I know so many like pop songs and stuff just kind of push the vocals so far forward, and the other instruments aren't as important. And I kind of try to just treat my voice the same as like a standard guitar and mixes, so it kind of makes like a little dreamier. Is what I think. I don't know. Maybe nobody else feels that way. Thank you. Your Bauhaus video got me back into the band. Thanks. Yeah, of course. I really like making that video, and I'm glad you felt that way, and you like the channel and everything. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoy. That was a big video. That Bauhaus video. Whew. I had that idea for that project. I was like, man, I really want to just cover everything all at once, And that got me that really did it. One of the most annoying things about this game that I hate after having played it several times is that you get these power ups, like it's called like actually like the weird cross power up thing that actually makes your attacks more powerful. And it's let's see, I'm trying to make sure. Okay, all right. So down C is the item. It makes your attacks more powerful. But then when you die, you hit like return checkpoint or whatever it is, then you come back. It's fine. But then if you shut off the game, like you actually shut off the game and you come back, you lose all the power up things. So your character's down to like the standard weak character. You have to recollect them. But if you do that right before the Dracula boss, the very final boss, and then you're like, oh, well, hey, I don't want to face this huge boss right now. I'm going to turn it off. Then you come back and your character is super weak again. It's very, very annoying. All right, here we go. First boss. I hate those attacks. They're hard to dodge. It has a very long animation as well. Ah, dang it. Let's see. I do not like this boss at all. I feel like I'm always dying on it. Come on, come on. Come on. All right, cool. Whew. All right. Yeah, I think Dreamy does describe our band to an extent, We're not like dream pop or whatever, but it's something. I try to put a lot of emotion in the way that we mix this stuff. And I'm glad you like the David J. Yeah, that book was. I remember when it came out, I was like, man, this is like just like Lowell Tolhurst's book. It was glad to have some kind of like actual somebody from one of those bands release a book that is like his story, and I really thought that was super cool. I wish everyone would do that. I know Kevin Haskins. I think it's Kevin Haskins did the Bauhaus Undead book. I think that's it's more of like a picture book with some stories, but like the especially like Two Imaginary Boys. I think that's the name of that. Lowell Tolhurst's book. It's really good, from The Cure. that book's amazing. David J's book's amazing. I like. There's such good sources for those bands, especially because there's a lot of gaps with a lot of goth bands. And it's hard to find good documentation or just anything on some of them, even ones that you're like, man, oh yeah, that band's super famous, but sometimes there's just not any documentation on it. In fact, I actually have them release a book that is their words. It's like super helpful to me, especially if I'm making videos or, I just love hearing those stories and stuff. And it's just so cool when they come out with it. I wish everyone from some bands would do it, but I get it. It's like, it's weird, it's super personal and, I don't like these guys. You have to kind of wait till they jump towards you. It's like the hunchbacks from the old games. Oh, I know. Well, that was my whole thing when I reviewed that book initially, David J's book. It's like Bauhaus, black magic, and all that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, that stuff is interesting, but some of the black magic stuff, I was like, oh, this is cool, but I'd rather know how this album was made. Like the technical aspects of stuff is what I was more interested in. Let's see. Do I like Social Repose? I don't necessarily think so. I don't think I have an opinion. I don't think I know enough. I mean, I've seen the outfits and stuff are kind of crazy, but I don't even know. It's been a long time since I've even seen a video by them, so I guess I'm not really a fan necessarily, but I don't really know that much about the content. Oh, I can't believe he got me. That's annoying. It's super easy if you have the holy water. Because they just... Like, the holy water is in this game, just like the old games, is totally broken. By far, best weapon in the game. And especially if you get, like, the upgraded... The upgrade... Oh, okay. The upgraded holy water. It's so broken. But it's awesome. You kind of need a lot of help in this game, unfortunately. Like this whole thing, right? I just have to click and hold it. You get so nervous on any platform because in a modern game, if you get towards like an edge right here, right? If you get towards an edge, your character would like hold up, give you maybe a second, or it would slow down momentum. If I just walk, he just flies right off the edge. It's like there's no concept of that kind of stuff. Here we go. Yeah, the book was like 60% black magic, 40% music, felt like. I totally agree. Like, I just wanted more of the music stuff. Like, can we just have more of that? I would be, especially with these classic albums. And there was some stuff, but it felt like, I feel like there could have been a lot more to it. I mean, I think it's Billy Idol's book. I think also was really good. I think I just saw that at the library one day and I was like, oh, Billy Idol made a book? And that's super weird. You have to like destroy this thing on the door. But I think his book was kind of more, one of the juicier autobiographies of the time, where he's talking about all his messed up past and different albums and stuff. And I like because I wasn't that big a Billy Idol fan. I was just like, oh, that's cool, but he's white wedding guy, right? And but his book was awesome. It actually made me into a Billy Idol fan. That's how good his book was. It was because it just talks about everything you can think of. I mean, I guess that's what a good book does, And he was really honest in it. He's like, I'm a pretty messed up person, but it's like, what am I gonna do? This is what who I am. Skeletons. By the way, I'm fighting a giant skeleton with a club. I did not buy any fireworks. I don't ever really set off any fireworks. I've never really been a big 4th of July guy. It's just, Never really been my thing. Let's see. Oh, all right. Oh, okay, all right. Best Buy used to sell books. I don't remember that. I remember they used to sell like cables that were extremely expensive and like, oh, skeleton. Kind of scared me a little bit, actually. Oh, what the heck? Frame rate dropping a little bit, but that's fine. It's a Nintendo 64. This game actually runs pretty well for a Nintendo 64 game. If you actually look down there, there's like a way to, let's see. Well, I think you already went away. If you actually look down there, you can see that the giant skeleton guy actually doesn't run away at first. He just sits down there and then walks away like slowly. We do encounter that boss again. We gotta do some puzzling stuff. Let's see. I really want to get the holy water because it's the best thing. But purifying. Here's the whole thing. So you can get. Oh, here I'll leave him so you can see that Bruce Lee animation I was talking about, because he does do crazy. Well, let me try and kill a skeleton. Here we go. There's a few good. I mean, you know, I live near Seattle, so we have a decent amount of good book options. Barnes Noble is still, I mean, you know, as far as new books, Barnes Noble is still like, I think it might still be the top bookstore, which is kind of crazy, but we have that. We also have Half Price Books here in Washington State, which is cool. It's a big one. There's like several of them. You know what sucks is we used Value Village is like really awesome for finding used books, but there's not really. Value Village is kind of, a lot of them closed as 2020 and stuff happened. So I watch this. As soon as I'm gonna do this, there's like a big boss guy's gonna sprout out of the ground, which is annoying. Let's see. Oh. Yep, there he is. Oh. Nice. When do I think the new Cure album will come out? Can't decide if that or the new My Bloody Valentine will be longer. Oh my gosh. Well, what's it been like? What was it 2008? The last Cure album came out. So we're going on 14 years. I mean, geez, it's crazy. You know, and I mean, I liked actually. Oh gosh, got like it's summer here. We have a lot of bugs, but I really liked 413 Dream. I think, I mean, it had some of the same problems as the modern Cure albums tend to have, but like especially nowadays, it's just good to hear anything. But man, Robert Smith has been teasing that album for so long. I want to say that I was talking about, you know, they were like, oh, we're going to release a new album as far back as when I started Gothcast, like in, what was it, 2015 or something. I want to say that back then, even they were saying, oh, well, the new album's out soon. And of course, it's been a long time since then. So it's frustrating because, you know, you want to hear some new stuff finally. And don't get me wrong, like they've been releasing some live different stuff and some different collections. But you know, just at a certain point, you're like, I just want to hear new material. You know, there's only so much you can. So many times you can just listen to. Man, jeez, I'm just getting the axes here. There's only so much you can. So many times you can just play the old albums again and again and again and again. You know, and they are good. I mean, you know, that's the reason the albums are classic and they're awesome and stuff. But just like, man, I know I'm so familiar with I'm so familiar with this stuff that I just want to hear something new. The game is really slowing down, by the way. And it's up to them, if that's their, they want to release the albums that way or do it that way. That's fine, it's their music. They can do what they want. But man, kind of like, I forget what this. I think one of these raises the platforms and one of these opens a gate or something. Let me see. Oh, I know, it sucks. Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode, man, it has a lot of great albums, too. They actually, speaking of books, I read Peter Hook's book on New Order. And that is like a whole thing. Oh, my goodness. Those are zombies. Those will actually, I think, whatever they call it, like give you like the weird poison thing that you have to use the thing on. Let's see. Natural causes. Oh, the cause of death was natural causes. Huh. Well, I'm sure there's some reason they did that, or that has that classification. Yeah, but see, like I'm already going through like platforming challenges here, and we'll see a lot of these as we go through the game. Unfortunately, it's pretty much the worst part of the game, and there are a lot of them. Let's see. Yeah, see how there's not a ton of fighting in this game? There's a lot more like, I'm just doing switch puzzles before I even get into the castle. I think when you start, that whole, I see that skeleton, if it got close to me, it would have exploded near me. Which is good because you have like a projectile attack, which is awesome for this type of game. Okay, so here we go. This kind of stuff is what's really annoying in this game. Is because you just will fall to the tiptoe. Like if you touch that water, you're dead. Oh. It's a great camera angle right there. Just commit to every jump. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right, here we go. And with Depeche Mode, yeah, puzzle solving, it depends. Like, I mean, there's a certain point to where you're like, okay, if you're, oh my gosh. That was, all right. There's a certain amount of like I'll accept, like I think like Final Fantasy X had some. I went a little overboard with some things. I like the Final Fantasy games, and 10 has like those dungeons that are pretty much just gigantic ball puzzles. Oh, action RPGs. Yeah, it's like there's a certain amount to where I'll. I mean, well, whenever stuff happens in bands, like musicians change. Or there's some, I mean, it just really depends on what the band's attitude towards it is. If they feel that they can continue on legitimately in a way that they, I don't know, creatively, then hey, I'm all for it. If they have a good reason to it. I know that some bands just do it for the money. That's definitely a thing, and I understand that as well. But, there's a lot of bands who just keep going because they're like, well, what else am I going to do? This is kind of what I want to do, and this is what I can do, and people want to hear it. But when you have a name like Depeche Mode, I mean, pretty much, I think you could release albums forever. You don't even need to release a new album. You can just tour forever or just reissue old albums and still make money. Asylum Party. Why is this not? Let me see. Asylum Party. Oh, see, that's a Bruce Lee move. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if I have an in-depth feeling on Asylum Party. I was thinking Asylum Sisters, which I saw them live. Pretty cool. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, I think Depeche Mode. I think, it's unfortunate. I mean, the band Depeche Mode, I think at this point are such a name that, at this point that it's kind of like most people who will be listening to them. Let's see. I think there's like enemies in these. Oh, nice. Let's see, what do I got in here? I think Depeche Mode is big enough to the point. Oh, skeleton. Is big enough to the point where it doesn't really matter, like, kind of who's in the band or what people want to see, because it's like it's just a name. It's such a name. That it's kind of like past that point of, people will just see them because it's Depeche Mode. See, how do I get out of here? Like am I like stuck in here? How to simulate disintegration. Oh, okay, well, I'll probably take a listen to that then. Okay. Oh, there we go. I just opened the door. Great. Yeah, that's the thing about, like, whenever bands reach that level, it's just so far past what, like, any kind of thing. It's like whenever you see those old rock bands tour, like Blue Oyster Cult or anything like that, or people aren't really thinking, oh, that's not the original members, and that's not the guys, and it's just kind of just like, hey, we're all gonna go see, we're all just gonna go see them. We're just gonna see Blue Oyster Cult. Remember that song, like Don't Fear the Reaper, and that's just kind of the way it is. And they make their living that way. It's like they just tour. There'll be like two guys from the original band, or sometimes only one original member who's like 60 or 70 years old. Maybe like a bassist or drummer, and then there's like, some 20-year-old guys and some 40-year-old guys who are, never been on an album and are just kind of hired to be part of it. It's like one of my favorite like rock bands is Thin Lizzy, right? And I don't think anyone from even the classic lineup of that band is in it. Maybe it is now. Maybe it's like one member, but of course Phil Lynott died, was the singer of that band, and so good, so amazing. And unfortunately, when he passed away, the band kind of went into hiatus, and there's a lot of great players and guitar players and stuff who were in that band. But when they brought it back, of course, he's not in it, and he's probably considered the most classic member. Oh, we found a dead villager. Dead. Could it be someone from the village? And they're all like some great 3D, great, great 3D dead body there. Yeah, okay, so Scott Gorham, yeah, so it's just like, but then it's kind of like, well, and they did do, I say Thin Lizzy actually is pretty respectful of that, because they actually had a whole thing where they started another band and sang, or did Thin Lizzy type songs, but some of the bands, it's just kind of, they're not really, they even do interviews, and they're just not about the music anymore. And it's kind of like, well, if we have the name, why wouldn't we do something with it? So it's kind of it's kind of a conflicting thing. You're like, well, I mean, if they have the name and the ability, why don't they do it? They should be able to use it. If that's their thing. Fighting a big oh gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, nice. Some more meat. Some more slowdown. Cool. I guess that was a mini boss. Black Star Riders. Yeah, that band's good. I mean, if you like classic rock type thing, or the thing with Thin Lizzy, I always liked was all the guitars and stuff. That's also, if you ever hear me talk about any kind of goth music or stuff, I like the stuff that has guitars more because I just want to hear cool guitar stuff. And yeah, Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. But there's tons of bands like that, and even The Cure. I mean, The Cure is kind of to the point too, where I'm pretty sure as long as Robert Smith is in it, most people would just go see him anyway. It's not like, yeah, maybe some hardcore. Like, remember, there's a whole thing with Simon Gallup was out of the band or he was arguing. I don't know. There's that really recently. There's a thing where Simon Gallup was like, "I'm sick of being betrayed or lied to or something," and then was like back in the band or whatever. They made up. It's a whole thing, but it's kind of. I was thinking about, man, like I know I was like, man, I want to see Simon in the band, but most people will be like, it's The Cure. We're The Cure 80s band shirt. They don't even know that they've been touring for a while or released music, even in the last 20 years. So it's just, it's just kind of the way that it is. It's kind of become the name. It's like there's a great, well, I'm gonna say great documentary. There is a documentary called Band versus Brand, like Brand, and that is kind of it's kind of an interesting documentary that takes a look at that kind of phenomenon where it's just like, okay, this, all these members quit and this band has the rights to the name, so it doesn't, like they can just keep touring and they, without the quote unquote classic members, because they're like, well, the classic members to me are whoever I can get along with, and I don't care what the fans think as long as I can, keep making this music or, do whatever. It's doesn't seem to really bother them that much. Let's see. There we go. So I get it, it's just but doesn't mean that it doesn't, like, whenever you're a fan, it's kind of hard sometimes because a lot of these, it's hard. Another one's Skid Row, right? The band Skid Row, and like that's obviously not the oh, Gary Moore. Yeah, Gary Moore did do some stuff with, some great stuff too, with Phil in it. But like Skid Row, right? They've had a ton of singers. This is like the band that like these people call them like a hair metal band, but they're like a little more harder edged. And they had Sebastian Bach as the OG singer, and they had like a whole bunch of different singers throughout the years. And every time they get rid of another singer, it's I don't know, they tease a lot of stuff, but people just are kind of like, why don't you just get back with the old guy? Like a lot of people just want to see them reunite because, for better or worse, most bands, people think of the singer, right? They think of like either singer or a guitarist as like the main person in a band. And, that's not always fair to some of the other musicians who are writing all this music, but that's why a lot of people are like, I can't believe they got rid of the original singer. And then the band's like, well, I wrote a whole bunch of, the guitarist like, I wrote the songs, he may have sang them, but, I did everything else and he just showed up and sang it. So I get why some bands get resentful because they're like, well, I'm over him because now I have control of the band, and all this. Man, this is a pretty annoying boss. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got rid of his arm. Yeah, Skid Row's like, yeah, Skid Row just got a new singer. Like, after all this time. They actually had the guy from, we're getting into a weird thing, but yeah, they actually had the guy from Dragon Force, the original Dragon Force singer. Look at this arm just moving around here. But they had the, which is so, ZP Thart or Thart or something. He became the singer for Skid Row. Through the Fire, like the singer for when they had Through the Fire and Flames and all the songs, like the first few records. Oh my gosh, this is a pretty janky boss. Gosh. Alright, I'm gonna try it. It's kind of cool that the boss actually will hit the minions. There we go. Come on. Alright, it's getting on my nerves here. Hold on, let me finish out this boss. I think I'm gonna heal here. No, let's see. But yeah, there's lots of bands like that, where, as soon as they get rid of the original singer, it's just like people just tuned out, and it's a bummer. I mean, what's one of the craziest ones is the Doors have like two records, I think, that are without Jim Morrison. Like, after Jim Morrison died, they were like, well, we're writers as well. I wrote all the parts for this and that, and like they're like, well, let's not give it up. This boss is not. This reminds me of Monty Python with this boss here. Just not giving up. So there was Doors albums without Jim Morrison, and that's just like, kind of crazy to think. People are like, what are you talking about? Doors never released any albums without Jim Morrison. But yeah, after they did, and they even had singles. Like, they had pretty successful singles. I think one notable one after that, and they're pretty good. Like, I like to listen to those weird kind of records that you're like, what? Who did this? Even Simon Gallup had a different band that he was in. I think like Fools something, and that's an interesting oddity. Oh, Great White, yeah. There's a whole thing about the band Great White. I have a funny story about that, actually. When I was in high school, I actually met the singer of Great White, Jack. Man, my nose is so irritated. Sorry if you see me scratch my nose, because allergies. It's I try to take some stuff for it, but it's just still annoying. But yeah, singer Great White is. If you don't know, Great White's like another kind of hair metal band that like sings about partying and about 80s excess. And I actually met Jack Russell because he came to my high school for like a career day type thing to talk about music or whatever, and it was kind of interesting. It was not. I don't think it was. Oh, this is Ortega, by the way. This bad guy who we have right here is Ortega. He's kind of like from our village, and he's turned to the dark side, because he does not like Cornell. He turned to evil. But yeah, I met Jack Russell, and he talked about the music business and all this stuff. And I don't think it was that long after that whole tragedy that they had. And it was, looking back, I didn't even know about that. This is like when internet was still kind of early days, at least as far as what's considered now, where you could look everything up. This was before all that, before like smartphones and everything. So it was kind of interesting. Yeah, now I think about it. When I think about that, how did they get Jack Russell to be there for career day? I don't know. Like, did he? You would think he maybe had a kid there or something, but I don't know. I guess he just lived in the area or something. But it was very weird. That's also another one of those bands that like they have like two different versions, like has all these legal problems where they were touring. By the way, in case the story of this whole thing, Ortega, how could you betray me? He's from the village too, where him and Ada live, but he hates Cornell, and Ortega like felt that he was like weaker than him. It's the whole thing. But Great White and like LA Guns and all those bands, a lot of times they have legal problems. When we're talking about like the name issues, where they like okay. I mean, I may get confused here. I'm gonna try to do this in as well, it doesn't matter. I'm streaming, so you guys are gonna watch me play it anyway. But there's this whole thing where you have to go up the specific sides of the castle and everything. So hopefully I do this right. But yeah, the Great White was like part of those like, type of bands where you'd have like Great White, and then you'd have like a touring band called Jack Russell's Great White, where he's still playing the songs. But yeah, this is the version that was involved in that fire and all that the stuff. But you have these different versions of the bands out there playing, and like LA Guns, I think had like two different versions where it's like, okay, all right, all right, almost can't believe I made that. But yeah, it's like you go see one where it's the band with the guitarist, and then there's another one where the band with the original singer, and it's it's a whole, and then it gets in the whole legal thing of like, well, we both own the name, and if we were to fight it, then we both be spend all this money, and it's the whole business of the name. They could just have a different, version of the band or something, but that's not as profitable. Or it's like, don't you know me? I'm the guitarist. Yeah, Alcatraz, LA Guns, Faster Pussycat, Alcatraz. Like, there's all kinds of bands that do that because the business is in the name of the band and not the, don't you know me? Like, I played, I had 35 number one hits with this band, and I wrote all this stuff, and it's like, well, I don't know who you are, what's, you're Jeff, whatever, it's like, but I'm Jeff, whatever of this famous band. It's like, no, I'm gonna go see the band or the name, whatever the name is. Most people don't know that. Oh, Dane says Smashing Pumpkins actually used to be a pretty sweet goth new wave band in the late 80s. It's only rough demos. You know what? I love the original Smashing Pumpkins stuff when they were like a goth band. I have the Pisces Iscariot or whatever it is. Whatever that, that re-release. Each one of those Smashing Pumpkins released like each one of their albums with like a DVD, and then each one of those had like a live show and all stuff. And when they did the Pisces one, they included all the old goth songs as like a bonus disc, and they included a DVD of them performing in the 80s with a whole bunch of those goth songs. They're so good. They have a song called She, Smashing Pumpkins' She. I believe that's the song. And one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. It just has a great, great, great guitar and like driving bass. It just is very much that kind of like, oh, here we go. I'm fighting a dragon now. This boss is kind of annoying. I really like that. I really, really, really like that. The early Smashing Pumpkins when they were doing stuff. There's also a song My Dahlia. Oh, dang. Right here. What is happening here? Yeah, My Dahlia and She. Of those Smashing Pumpkins songs you're talking about, totally underrated. Nobody will ever care because it's not the hits. It's not a whole bunch of stuff. But those two songs from the really early demo-y goth stuff before they released their first record, so good. Let's see, here we go. Oh, I defeated that boss. Probably heard the controller going a little crazy there. see. I think there's like a. Oh, I need like. Oh, I need the lever. I have to call back. Oh, I gotta come back up here. Oh wait. I need a lever. Okay. All right. Whatever. I went up the wrong side by accident, I think. Oh, the damned. So, I'm just throwing out band trivia. I don't know if any of this is interesting to everybody, but yeah, the damned is a whole thing with, like, around the time I think Strawberries had come out. This is when Captain Sensible did his first solo stuff, you know, with Happy Talk, and he did like some Christmas songs and stuff too. But I'm a ridiculously huge damned fan. Like, I mean, gotta be in top 5 bands of all time. And I love the Damned so much. Of course, with Godcast, you've seen the probably the Phantasmagoria video where I reviewed that record, and I just, man, it's so good. But they have so many eras. That's a band that has so many eras, and you know, really Dave Vanian. I mean, I guess you can. It's just band members coming in and out. People like the first 2 Damned albums, which are just like more classic, like first wave punk rock type thing. And don't get me wrong, those are good, but I really like, after Machine Gun Etiquette and stuff, that stuff is great. Like, I love it. And the Black Album, and of course Phantasmagoria is amazing. Grave Disorder, even later, you know, 2000s record, awesome. But people, that's the whole thing, is people didn't really care about the band members necessarily that much, or nowadays, as time has gone on, Phantasmagoria doesn't have Captain Sensible, who's like, Captain Sensible was originally the bassist, then became the guitarist, and he's famous for being a guitarist and all his 80s solo, like, pop music. But, like, people forget that he wasn't even on Phantasmagoria or anything, you know, the album Anything, which is, those are such good records. But, and he still played it, like, when they played, he plays those songs, like, live now. So, you know, it is one of those things where they're just like, well, keep the band going, and they had a whole. There's a great book called Oh gosh, oh wow, that jump killed me. Yeah, see, it's very easy to die in this game, but sometimes you just gotta see. Look, I can't really see where I'm jumping down here, so. Kind of just have to take a leap of faith sometimes in this game, or you have to take a lot of leap of faith, and then the game is slowing down too, which is great. Yeah, there it goes, good song. But yeah, all the damned band lineup changes and stuff are just like, I like the Damned, like, pretty much every album, I guess. Well, there's some weird ones in there. There's the 90s record of, it's called like Not of This World, I think is the name of the record. It's like a 90s Damned album, and that's probably my least favorite record. But there's a whole controversy with that record where Dave Vanian says he recorded under false pretenses and rat scabies and everything. But that's another thing, right? Is Rat Scabies from The Damned is like such an amazing drummer, like so amazing. And like, I'm one of the best drummers of all time, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I like the Damned's new drummer, but to me, you can't compete with Rat Scabies as far as powerhouse drummers. And that's a, you know, but if they can't get along with the rest of the Damned, and the Damned wants to tour, I get it. They're like, well, I'm not gonna be in a band with that guy, because, you know, people aren't rioting that Rat Scabies isn't in the band, and we're just gonna keep it going because the name is The Damned. You know, I mean, if anything, Dave Vanian's Phantom Chords, which is like another band that Dave Vanian did, should have been as popular, right? Because it's got Dave Vanian stuff, but the name isn't as popular as The Damned, unfortunately for him. Anyway, all the band politics stuff. I find that kind of stuff very interesting, because there's such a, you know, it's just a whole kind of business thing to music that you don't really think about. You know, I'm sure there's like people from a lot of famous bands that they're releasing new records, and you're like, but you don't really realize it because it's not it's not, they're not in the original band anymore. You're waiting for the band with the big name to release a new album to compare it to those classic ones and stuff. So yeah, it's a whole thing. There's a great book by the Damned called, I think it's the Chaos Years. I think it's like there was basically no real good books on the Damned until recently, and then 2 of them came out. But I think the one I read is called the Chaos Years. Fan written book, you know, I think it's unofficial. Goes really, really, really in depth into pretty much every Damned release, and I mean, it's crazy detail, and that's kind of stuff I like. No, man. Here we go. Oh gosh, oh no, oh god, oh no, oh man. See, this game requires a lot of platforming, so let's try that again. Yeah, there's a lot of this kind of stuff in the game where it's just like an excessive amount of crummy platforming. But I do like that. I do like the new Damned, by the way. They are really good players live now. I guess they always were. I mean, you know, it's even when in the early days, I think that they were kind of like, in my opinion, like a cut above a lot of the other bands as far as like musical sensibility. Like, I just think that they had way more to their songs than, like, you know, some of the Sex Pistols stuff. And oh no, oh gosh, okay, come on, no, all right, no, all right, okay, all right, what is going on? See, by bands like I don't know. I feel like Nina Hagen or something. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the easy answer, I guess. Let's see, I'm trying to get through this area. Hold on. Oh no. Okay. All right. Man, I'm not feeling this area. All right, here. Let me try and heal at least. That's the problem. There's so many insta kills in this game that you're pretty much, if you just make one mistake, you're dead. Let's see. See, how do I change the camera again? Let's see. Oh, okay. No, okay. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna make it through this. It's just like, this is like way too hard for the type of stuff that they're having you do. Like, way too much platforming for this type of game. Like, they really overestimated the amount of what's it called? Oh yeah, oh man, Mac has a TikTok the and that song's all over there. Let's see. Open. Okay, here. Yes. Try and do this. I think this is right. Yeah, that song. It's just like, well, let me see. Do I need to do this? Hold on. I may need to. There's this whole gear puzzle that you get, like, it's platform up here and do it. That song, Run Up the Hill. If you want to, my favorite version of that song is My favorite version of that song is the Faith in the Muse cover. It is so good. It's like a death rockified version of that song, and it's just so awesome. I could have sworn there was like a crank or something I'm supposed to have here. Pretty sure that's where Dracula appears. Okay, let me see. I think I'm doing something. This must be something I'm missing here. Oh! I think there's a hand. Isn't there a handle here somewhere? Definitely missing something. Wait, let me see. What items do I have? Moon card. Oh wait. When did I get that? I got the lever? Okay, well, I'm trying to think. Do I need to come back up to this side? I know 100% I have to come back up here, but do I have to come up here again? I feel like open the closed eyelids and close the open one. Open the closed eyelids. Close the open ones. All right, let me see what happens. This is a puzzle. These cranks, I have to like do the open the cranks in a specific order, which is really annoying. Bonjour, hello, bonjour. Okay. Mike is falling asleep. Cool. I feel like I'm supposed to hit this once, and then go over there, and then, well, whatever. I'm just gonna try and do this. Okay, let's see. Ugh, man, my eyes irritated. I get allergies so bad this time of year. All right, let's see. Okay, all right. So I'm down here. All right, and then come down here. This is also one of the most annoying things in this entire game, is this sun moon thing, which is like, so there's like a time frame which you can only open certain doors if it's daytime or nighttime, because they have the little card thing, a little clock thing in the top left right there. So you have to use these sun and moon cards to open these doors, which just adds a ton of time. And you just waste these sun and moon card items. It's like they created it without thinking, is it a good idea? They're like, oh, you can do this. We can add a time thing. And they didn't really think, like, why you would want that. So, this is actually on a Nintendo 64. Yeah, this is a straight, actual Nintendo 64. No save states or anything. So, yep, it is what it is. It's like, I'm kind of, you know, if I get to a hard part, I'm kind of just stuck. And with this game, that's, you know, you got to kind of train your brain for old school type of gaming, where you're like, okay, well, if I die, I just die. You know, it's kind of just pretty much what you have to deal with. But there's something to be said for playing on the original console, I guess. I mean, it's accurate. You know, sometimes emulators and stuff. Oh, finally, that's the holy water. Oh my gosh. Best item in the game. Oh, okay. Finally got the holy water. That is the best item in this game by far. No doubt. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, let's see if... All right, let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. I don't remember getting... Wait. You never... I don't remember even getting this device. I don't... Okay, let's see. Oh, I feel like I did this wrong. Okay, so we have that. Okay. Okay, and then we have to climb back the other side, I believe. I'm gonna try it. I mean, let's see what happens. I remember this taking forever because it's kind of a weird puzzle. Yeah, the one thing that's not legitimate about this is I bought a new. This is not an official Nintendo 64 controller. This is like a knockoff one because all the N64 controllers that I have are like really, really, really worn out. And so, like, and that's kind of, I guess, you know, that happens so subtly that you don't even really realize how messed up, you know, like when you're playing a game, you don't even really realize it. But then when I got these, I was like, oh man, like I was having trouble moving my characters reliably because the analog sticks on these get really messed up. It's just all plastic, you know, there's no like rubber on the N64 controller at all. So when I got a new controller, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the way I need to play these games. All right, okay, all right, okay. I didn't realize I probably need... I'm probably not going to survive this, am I? Okay, I'm going to try and focus on this for a second because I have a feeling I'm not... Let's see. All right, okay, okay. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, all right. I feel very tense right now. Come on. What the heck? What the heck? What? It wouldn't... All right, okay, all right. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, I'm just... Okay. Let's see. Yeah, see, that's one of the problems with playing on the original console is now just... If I could have save stated right there, you know, or something, but... Kind of just stuck with this. Like I said, this game is still good. It's just... It can be very frustrating. Anything that says, like, an excessive amount of platforming...
I'm gonna go to bed.
Mac is here.
Hello.
She appeared.
I'm gonna go to bed. You said you had a sweet tooth, so I made some cookies.
Nice, thank you.
I don't know if you'll like them.
Nice.
They're in the cookie jar.
All right.
Night.
Night.
The cows are sleeping in the living room.
Good job. Oh, both of them? Nice. All right, let's see. All right, let me try this again. Okay, all right, all right. I've tried pretty much, I think, yeah, I have to go all the way back up that tower again. All right, let me see what it's looking like. So we have that door is up. Yeah, now I have to go all the way back up that thing. Pretty sure. There's some of the platforming in this is just so brutally difficult. I didn't realize they still made Lucky Strike cigarettes. All the cigarettes in Washington are like extremely expensive. I think it's like crazy. It's like $10 a pack or something crazy. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Although I heard about like all the vape stuff or the Juuls specifically getting banned. Oh, okay, all right, all right. Here we go. Oh. Oh, okay, all right. Here we go. I kind of wish they would release a new Castlevania game. I know they released that collection recently of like a whole bunch of the games. You know, I wish they would do that actually with the 3D games. That'd be fun because I know that they released like a collection of like the few of the older 2D games, but the the new, well, I guess say newer. I guess the PlayStation 2 and all these games are well over 20 years old now, but they they would kind of be cool to have all of the like 3D Castlevanias. Okay, well, okay, so that door's closed. Let's try. Okay, I usually just luck my way into figuring out this puzzles, because it's like you have to open both those, but you have to, like, there's a combination of them. I think I'm on the right track. I think I closed the one on the one side, and then now I can. Oh, nice. Okay, I got a power up. Cool. I think I can now. Oh no! Oh! I think I'll be able to get there. Yeah, I think I should be fine. Okay, I think this is the right way. I can save right here, and I can. If I die, I can load it at least from right here. Okay, here we go. I have to commit to. I think I made the right decision with those poles, the things. What do I think about Bloodborne? I don't play any of those Souls-like games, any of those FromSoft games. I don't like games that are too difficult. I know that may sound weird, but I like to try and relax a little bit if I'm playing a game. I kind of always have. So I've never really played them because everybody says they're so hard. And if that's the whole thing that everybody's saying to me right off the bat, I don't have an interest in playing them. The settings and stuff look amazing. I mean, there's some of the stuff from Elden Ring and all those, like they're really cool as far as design and stuff, and the art and music and all that. That's great. But yeah, it's because everyone says like it's really like you just have to learn the rhythms and stuff. And let's see, hold on, I'm trying. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh! I can't believe I. Okay, I like super irritated. Oh no! Okay, all right. Now I got. No. Whoa! Okay. Man, I can't believe like this platforming section is just killing me. I'm not even fighting enemies here. Essentially, I'm fighting like barely any enemies. Yeah, I know. People have told me like the stories and all this stuff is cool, but like I said, it's just that the gameplay is like the whole thing about it being so difficult and everything. I just am not that just not that interested in it. And like I can go on YouTube and look up the story breakdowns and read all that stuff online, and I know it's not the same as venturing into immersing yourself in the world with all this, but the type of gameplay that is, where it's like just basically memorization and all this stuff, it just is not interest me, and I'm bummed out that it doesn't, because it's like I want to be into that. Now I wish it could connect with that type of gameplay, but I just can't. I just cannot. Okay, let's see this work. Nice. Worked. I think Dracula or something shows up right here. Oh no. I like this 2D castle. This is very obviously like 2D castle. I know you can't. Maybe you can't see it that well from here, but that castle is like remarkably 2D. I know people say it's not. Well, that's the thing. I've heard definitely different things, right? Is that some people say, well, they're not that difficult. As long as you get good at this type of. But I look at it and I'm just like, I'm just not gonna be that good at that type of game. Like I just know it. I look at it and I could tell. It's like the gameplay stuff. I just am not gonna have the reflexes for that type of thing. And just the idea of getting to one of those bosses and just like getting wrecked and having to, it's just all that kind of. It's the whole game pitch on how they sell that game. It scares me away. The same things that market it and successfully make it to me. I'm like, oh man, like I don't think I could do this. Oh man, I should have saved. Did I save? I don't remember if I saved. Shout out to HP Lovecraft. Heck yeah. HP Lovecraft is awesome. Also, there's a lot of really good HP Lovecraft games. All right, this whole thing sucks. Let's see. Okay, there's gonna be like an invisible dog somewhere that's gonna come after me. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's really this part. If you're like, oh no. Okay, all right. There's like an invisible one that's like shoots flames and stuff. That's all crazy. In this part, like you'll see the whole area darkens and oh, there it is. No, oh, I don't even think that's it. Let's see. Oh gosh, like see this kind of stuff where this game just is I think a little too like it's kind of really expecting too much of this what they give me. It's like he's not that mobile of a character. Like trying to turn, like the biggest obstacle in this game is trying to jump and trying to turn around your character. Oh, okay, all right. There's a crazy one in here. There it is. Oh gosh. I have played Call of Cthulhu. I have played the OG one. Yeah, that's a like first person game, but it has like a whole bunch of. It's famous for like its broken mechanics, right? I think that's the game I'm thinking of. I really like. I mean, I know Lovecraft is kind of controversial in today's modern world because he had some pretty weird views, but like his stories and the creepiness and eeriness of his stuff is like unrivaled in some ways, especially for the time period. So let's see. Oh wait, here, hold on. Whole thing. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the whole switch puzzle thing here for let's see. It's like you have to press these switches on these tombs in order of what people died first. Like the guy from the manor went crazy and he killed everybody. I think it was Mary. Let's see. I can get a whole bunch of items by doing that. Do I need those items? I feel like I need those items. Hold on. Let's see, Legacy of Darkness. By the way, if you want to see a really good H.P. Lovecraft movie, there's Vincent Price. Oh, what's the name of the movie? It's The Haunted Palace. Yeah. Really good. Legacy of Darkness walk through. Let's see, I feel like there's a. Try and find this. I know there's like an order for these graves. I just want to try and get this. See switches. Henry. Kids location. See. Master Henry. Oh, and the Unreadable Tomb. Okay, so I was on my. I was almost right. It's the Unreadable Tombstone. Yeah, listen, Dry Majesty, good stuff. Yeah, I believe it's 1960s film. It's really good. The that and I mean, you know, all the Poe stuff too with Vincent Price is awesome. I think this is, let's see where's the last one? Let's see. Yes, here we go. Oh yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, Vincent Price, like all his Poe movies and stuff are awesome, but he did like the one. They did one that was like a H.P. Lovecraft movie that was done in like exactly the same way they did the Poe movies. So it's really cool. Greetings from Austria. Nice. Hello. That's kind of cool. Image of a rose. Wait, why don't I just... Why can't I get that key? I think that's the rose key or whatever I need. Or if I do need it. Let's see. Image of a rose. Right? Huh. Interesting. I could have sworn that was something I needed. I think that guy's going to attack me when I'm saving. Oh, good. All right, cool. Yeah, Vincent Price has like all kinds of good movies from time. There's also he has a really good biography. I also read his daughter's Vincent Price's daughter's biography, which is very interesting. I watched someone have a boss fight right here. I didn't realize it looks like Cornell's wearing a corset or something around his waist, or like a belt. This is a weird boss. Can't see it, but it's a weird boss. I think we're witnessing the full... Okay, well, I defeated that mini-boss without us seeing it because of the camera. Has anybody actually seen Top Gun 2? Is it good? I've heard it was good. At least the commercial says it's good, so I guess as much as I want to believe that, I guess it's good in that way. The #1 movie in America after movie theaters finally open again. Let's see. Oh. Let me know if the game audio gets too loud or anything. I'm trying to adjust some of the volumes. Last time I did the stream, the game audio was way too loud. This time I'm trying to... I may have kept it too low, but... What the heck? A door marked Rose Garden is locked. Trying to readjust here. Oh, all right. Okay, all right. We're good. It's funny how so much of this game is like, I don't know. I didn't play this game until years after it came out, but you know, it's kind of surprised me. I think maybe my expectations were so low, though, that it didn't. You know, the game could have pretty much done anything. But both of these Nintendo 64 games for the both the Castlevania games for the Nintendo 64 are pretty much infamous for being pretty terrible. Like, and I get, by today's standards, they're gotta put up with a lot. You know what Tom Cruise movie was terrible, by the way? The Mummy. What a horrible movie that was. He was so... Universal's whole like monster thing that they're trying to do, it's just not working for me. Like they oh man, I think there's this whole thing here. Oh man, I think this is like, I don't know if I even want to do this part right now. Let's see. There's like a really annoying part coming up. Hey, Goosebump book? Yeah, I remember when those are coming out. They're well, I got Crest Half B. I think this is part, let's see. Part where I have to like rescue this kid in this. You rescue Henry, who becomes the character you play later. But you rescue him as a kid here. Oh, I think this is it. Let's see. This is like one of the worst parts of this game. I'm pretty sure. No? Somewhere in here. Somewhere in there here, there's this kid who you have to... Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see. More skeletons on motorcycles. Ah. Alright. You know what was the most awesome cartoon show of the time? Oh boy. Alright. Was Mummies Alive in the 90s. It was like a superhero mummy show. Which is like where like they have powers and they power up and have like crazy armor and stuff. I feel like I'm very lost in this maze. Am I catching Christian Death on tour this summer? I don't know if they're coming towards me, is the only thing. I don't think they're coming to Washington State. Let's see. I don't think, yeah, because I think that they're not coming to my neck of the woods here. Let's see. Dear. Trying to see what the dates are. I mean, heck, you know, usually bands come to Seattle, but do they have like a dates anywhere? Oh, here. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, no, it's released. Oh, okay, all right. I gotta find here. North American tour. All right, here we go. Let's see if doesn't look like they're coming to Washington State, unfortunately. Let's see. The closest they're getting is... God, they're not even coming to Oregon? Wow. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I won't be catching them because it's like... I don't know, I think I have to go too far. We've gone too far. I think there's a way. Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. It's like I feel like there's a way to get around faster. Oh. Well, I found the key I was looking for that I didn't really know I was looking for. You know what cartoon was actually really awesome? Was the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Like cool 80s, kind of spooky themed. They say a lot of the ghosts and stuff are really actually kind of horrifying in that cartoon. It's called The Real Ghostbusters. It was awesome. Snakes. on a plane. That guy wasn't there before. There's like one of the most annoying parts of this whole game is you have to rescue this kid, the kid Henry, and it just gets so annoying. Like, all right, the way you have to like try and there's like a Frankenstein monster with a chainsaw arm you have to avoid. God, even just saying that sounds crazy. But that is by far one of the worst parts of this game, is having to do that. You know, it's funny what we were talking about earlier about the bands continuing anyway. I mean, Christian Death is a good example of that, like where they just kept going regardless of the situation, and the legal stuff ended up trumping anything else that they, were dealing with. Because it was like, well, we have the rights for the name, or if contesting the rights to the name is going to be a whole thing, then we're just going to do it anyway. We're just going to tour regardless. It's great, that book I reviewed, the Death Rock, oh gosh, what's it called, like Death Rock something, a guide to oral history of Death Rock. That is a great book for learning that, like, the history of Christian death, as far as like all that kind of stuff is concerned. It's really, really interesting, because you learn like, oh, they were touring initially as Christian Death, and then when Roz was out, then the whole, well, let's tour as Sin and Sacrifice, and they were like trying to make it as Sin and Sacrifice, but then decided to continue with the Christian Death name, and it's a whole thing, and everyone's perspective on it is very different. It's pretty cool. Oh, cutscene. Oh, story. Have a domestic problem. More have like a vampire problem. Huh. Oh, we're fighting a giant bat wing vampire creature. I feel like they could have given me more room here. Oh, there he goes. Somewhere. Oh. Oh, I guess I... Oh. Oh, he disappeared through the wall. Oh, thank you, young man. Has he left? I am Mary. I'm the wife of that vampire. Yes, the vampire Oldry is my husband. There was a man named Gilles de Rais and a woman, Actrice. They made him what he is today. He used to be such a good man. After he became a vampire, my husband started coming after me. And even our son, Henry. Rather than become a vampire, I've even thought of taking my own life. Ooh. But how could I leave little Henry behind? Can I ask you a favor, stranger? Help my little Henry escape from here. Henry is hiding near the entrance to the garden. If you go out the east gate, you can escape by a secret path through the forest. Please take Henry as far as this path. To my gratitude, I will give you this copper key. Be careful. There are demons lurking about the garden. Take care of my young son, stranger. So she's just like, I always wonder why she didn't, like, is she just going to die? I don't know. Like, I was very confused by this. Because if you can see, she can see her reflection. She's not like a vampire or anything. Like, and that guy's dead. So, like, why doesn't she just go help? Why don't she go to the entrance, or I can get her to the entrance too, right? I guess the game didn't think about any of these things. Got the windows coming after me. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. If actually, the whole Christian death thing is really interesting. If you haven't listened to my podcast, the podcast I did on the Christian death Valor Canned era part 1 and 2, I really recommend those because they're kind of, I talk about a lot of legal weirdness with that, where there was like albums coming out as Christian Death featuring Roz Williams, and then there was there's like albums called Christian Death, the Valor Can band releasing albums in literally the same year, and very different products, not related to any of the other band. It's kind of crazy what some bands and stuff go through. This is Renan. There's no voice acting, so how would I know? But he's actually like, I'm pretty sure he's like the devil, and then he sells you items in the game, and if you spend enough money with him, then he becomes another boss at the end of the game. I think it's like you spend 10,000 or 20. I don't know. It's like a lot. You gotta spend a lot. I've never actually spent enough money to actually have him show up. But if you find the little contracts, or like they're randomly placed around the game, you pick them up, and then you can go to his shop to buy meat and stuff. It's like you can buy like see. He has like the crazy tail and stuff. So I think if you go over. Yeah, I don't know why they put that. You can get a purifying from that suit of armor. I don't know why. That's just something you can do. Did I save? I think I saved. There's that meme of when you get paranoid when you don't. You're like, did I save? Let me save again. I am totally that thing where I'm like, I don't remember if I saved. I should save. Pretty sure these dog enemies come after me later. I don't even know if I'm going to do this part. This part is so annoying. This is probably my least favorite part of this whole game, I think. It's close. It's very close. It's pretty annoying. He's a Frankenstein chainsaw monster guy. There's Henry coming towards us. And we have to basically like stop the Frankenstein monster and save Henry. I smell a child, a human child. Cornell actually, they have a Castlevania fighting game, and he came back for that, I think. Anyway, I'm supposed to save him, but like, so you can't actually kill this Frankenstein monster. You can only like stop him a little bit. But you have to wait for Henry to come do stuff. But it's just really annoying. Because you always can hear. I'm going to turn the volume up for me so I can hear the chainsaw guy. This part just is horrible. I hate this part of the game. Because it's like an escort mission. So if you get too far away, then let's see, 90 purifying. No, what is it? Cure. No, poisoned. Chicken. All right. Thank you for saying I have a good DJ sounding voice. I've heard that before. Let's see. Okay, I think I need to go this way. No. Oh no. Man, okay, come on. I have heard things like that before, that I have a good DJ sounding voice, or yeah, I mean, well, hey, you know, I've been doing stuff for years and people seem to want to listen to it, so where the heck is Henry? See, he just stops if you're like, I'll just wait for this Frankenstein monster to get back up, because just to waste my time to walk away. Like I said, you cannot kill him, even with two, even with like the most powerful, like you're level up all the way for the moment. So you're basically just like slowly walking through here, having to babysit this Frankenstein while waiting. It's like, I mean, I know, every game, like escort missions are of course the worst. Like every, you know, it's not. There is a reason that that's like the joke. Escort missions are horrible. But it's just like, this game just was in a time before everyone knew that, I guess. Which is very annoying. Try not to complain too much about this section, but I really am not a fan of it. Let's see, I think this is the right way. Come on, Henry. I think when you're doing this with the other ones, when you're doing it with Carrie and Reinhardt, I think it's even worse. I think it's like, oh no, this is in this part. I think, well, I forget. There's like, I think there are like the dogs that come as well, but it's like only if you take too long. Come on, Henry. Come on. Come on, Henry. Let's go. This giant Frankenstein monster. You think we could run a little bit? Oh my goodness. See, most of the time you can't see Henry. I know it's the arrow, but it's like not really, you know, it's not really the same thing. Ah, gosh. Come on. All right, we did it. We did it, everybody. Yes. All right. Cool. All right. It's one of my least favorite parts of this game. I think it gets even worse if you're the other characters. I'm pretty sure with Carrie and stuff, it's like, it's really bad because the dogs, or maybe it's later. I forget if it's later. It's like far, and we give him the pendant. We do see Henry later in the game. Like we see him at the end of the game. But there's like a whole thing where like, I don't remember if it's when you're Henry as well, but there's a part where that Frankenstein is chasing you as well as two of the dogs, and they grab you, and like when they bite you, they hold you, and you can't like do anything. And it's just so, not fun. Not fun. That's the best way I'll put it. It's not fun. But now we've rescued Henry, so I can get to a save point. The N64 is very famous for the amount of fog that it has. People, say, like, you see what you're seeing here, like where it's just gray blobs out there at the end right here. The N64 is really famous for having a lot of fog on games. And, like, I guess with this game it works because it's supposed to be spooky. So, anytime there's fog or the draw distance is really low, it's like, yes, that's intentional. Okay, I forget what we're supposed to do now. Let's go see. Well, we rescued Henry, so that's good. I know we're supposed to do that. But let me see if I can figure out what else we're supposed to do here. This is where I kind of get lost. Like, I know up until this point exactly what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to find the other tablet or something. I think I'm supposed to find the other tablet because I got the one tablet. I feel like to see what Henry's mom has to say. This game is actually quite large for an N64 game. Let's see. Okay, I got the copper key. What was that for again? I don't even remember what that was for. Let's see. Copper key. Here, let me see. Let's see. Copper. Oh. Key. Copper key. Got the door. If let's see where I have so I'm missing something here. With the villa. I always get lost here. I got lost here for the longest time. 3 crests. Crest tab. See. Get a crest tab. Whack the torch. Now have the. Okay, here we go. Take the brooch back to the fountain. The thorn key. Before you save Henry. Dodge the undead bikers. That's right. Use a thorn key. Where's the thorn key? I remember this being a whole thing. Trying to get the thorn key. Thorn key. You're going to have to. Okay, here we go. What? Let's see. I'm not. See, in the 6 a.m. Go through the next door in the rose garden. 6 a.m. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. This is what I thought. All right, here. Let's just try and do this. What time is it? I have to wait like a crazy amount of time for this. Let's see, what time is it right now? 9:47. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. I'm gonna moon card. All right, so this is one of the more annoying things in this game. We have to wait for a certain amount of time for this thorn key. I believe it's right here. This key will appear, but our little timer on the top left needs to get a red roll. Yeah, a rose will appear. A rose will appear right here at 6 a.m. So in the in-game time, which is really annoying. Because I think if we just use it, I'm pretty sure if we just use the sun card to speed up time, then like we missed the event. I think that's the whole deal with this. I think that was like a whole thing people complain about. So I'm just gonna wait right here, I guess, and hopefully the time passes somewhat quickly. This is the kind of stuff this game is pretty famous for. I gotta say, if you actually have an N64 and you're trying to buy a new controller, you're worried about it, this one actually turned out great. It's just like a generic one I bought on Amazon. Well, been streaming for like 2 hours, so I think I'll call it here. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Oh, and as far as the other live stream, I did like the previous. I think I'm just gonna make a playlist of the live streams I did. I'll leave this one, you know, listed regularly on the channel, and I'll make a playlist of the other ones. So if you want to go back and watch it, just go to the channel, and I'll have like, leave the previous one unlisted, and I'll make a playlist so you can watch whatever live streams I do. Cause you know, make a lot of other content, and I feel like if I live stream a bit, then it might get buried. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, just like the last one. And make sure to stay spooky. Oh, you can also, by the way, if you want to follow, you can also follow my Instagram and stuff too, all that yada yada. So hope you've enjoyed this, but have a good night, everybody, or a good day wherever you are. I know a lot of people from a lot of different places are watching, so enjoy. Have a good one. Oh, and happy almost 4th of July, I guess. So, all right. Have a good one.